Thanks for watching TCM's 31 Days of Oscar. I'm Alicia Malone. This year, we've been dividing our Academy Award winning and nominated films into themes, and today's theme is Oscar Goes to New York. So let's stay in Manhattan for our next comedy, which was nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress and stars the brilliant duo of Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. Directed by Gene Saks in 1967, it's Barefoot in the Park. Neil Simon wrote the screenplay, adapting his own 1963 play, which had been a hit on Broadway. Robert Redford had starred on the stage with Elizabeth Ashley and was surprised when he received the offer to reprise his role in the film, saying, "I thought it was the rule for the Broadway actors to be ignored for the film." Redford was still in the early stages of his screen career, but he wasn't completely unknown. He had been in a few films by this point, including Inside Daisy Clover, and had appeared in many television shows. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Ashley was reportedly devastated that she wasn't chosen to reprise her role, which went to Jane Fonda, the more bankable movie star. Fonda had worked with Redford before, but not to this extent, and they became good friends, a friendship that lasted until his death last year. Here they play a newlywed couple trying to make it in New York. She is the free-spirited Corey, and he is the straight-laced Paul. By the way, director Gene Saks said that Redford hated wearing a suit and tie all day and would put on his cowboy hat and boots whenever he wasn't filming. Mildred Natwick also reprised her stage role to play Corey's mother, Ethel, and it was Natwick who received the film's sole Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. From 1967, shot on location in New York City, this is Barefoot in the Park. Barefoot in the Park received strong reviews upon its 1967 release, with film critics praising the performances of Robert Redford and Jane Fonda, as well as Neil Simon's writing. For example, Time magazine wrote that Neil Simon has taken a plot as bland as a potato, sliced it into thin bits, and made it as hard to resist as potato chips. The film received one Academy Award nomination for Mildred Natwick in the Best Supporting Actress category. Natwick faced tough competition in this category, up against Carol Channing for Thoroughly Modern Millie, Bea Richards for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, Catherine Ross for The Graduate, and the winner, Estelle Parsons for Bonnie and Clyde. That's all for me today, but keep watching TCM's 31 Days of Oscar, where Ben Mankiewicz will continue our Oscar-nominated tour of New York with Cher and Nicolas Cage in a romantic comedy from 1987, directed by Norman Jewison, that won 3 Academy Awards.
Next on TCM, Moonstruck, then Hannah and her sisters, and later Arthur. Oscar's his own boss tonight.